You know, most people don't enjoy working their jobs anyway, so it's totally cool if the AI comes in and takes your job.
Except,
Whatever.
what are you supposed to do then?
Put the fries in the bag, I guess, until the AI can do that
like,
too.
Hey, people should be happy that they don't like their job, that AI replaces them. It says the person who's still going to make money until they realize that if people don't have a job, they can't buy your shit. Just saying.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this article, and we're also going to talk about a situation that came up apparently on X that they're not naming the company. So I'm like, what is the company? They said that RCO fired the entire 12-person QA team last month and replaced them with an AI automated testing pipeline to save $1.2 million. Okay, sounds, whatever. Today, we lost $6 million in orders because a bot hallucinated a discount code that made everything in the store $0. The best part, he asked the lead dev to hop on a call with the fired QA lead to see if he'd consult for free to fix it. Corporate greed is a mental illness. Yeah, I'd be like, you fired me.
Yeah, I wouldn't even answer the phone.
I wouldn't even. I've done that before. I've had people before, like after I left the job, like try to get me to give them info. I'm like, no, I don't work here anymore. So, you had time. I was there for like another 2 weeks. And I left notes on what I did, and I'm not helping you. Yeah. So we're going to talk about this. This is what is going to lead to the AI bubble bursting, is an over-reliance and overestimation of AI's capability. Now, you're talking to a guy who currently I'm using AI to help with, some project management and stuff like that. That being said, you have to double check every damn thing it does, because you can't trust it. It's not even hallucination. It just sometimes does not understand the assignment. It is going to be a valuable tool, but I believe currently where it's at right now, it's always going to need a human operator. Mm-hmm. So think of it as like a corporate mech suit. Like you gotta be, it's not a Transformer, it's not Optimus Prime. You need to be in the suit to get the most out of it. It's more of a Gundam, right?
It's not Optimus, it's a Gundam.
It's not Optimus, it's a Gundam. That's how you think of it. And that's what the future is going to look like. We will need fewer people to do certain jobs because more qualified, competent people will know how to get the most out of the AI and be able to do more with less. It's not going to replace everybody. And this is what all these AI CEOs are trying to sell investors on, is this is a magic bullet that we can get rid of these pesky employees. And that's not going to happen. It's not realistic. And it's not even if we could, it is a really bad idea. Not just because of, people, being out of work and whatever. Do you really want 90% of the population to be poor, destitute, and absolutely desperate? Do you want the entire world to turn into a giant ghetto? Do you know what's going to happen to the crime rates if people don't have purpose?
They won't care as long as you're not in their neighborhood.
You'll be the first ones to go. It's like, if history has taught us anything.
To that insurance CEO, I mean, just saying.
I'm just saying, if history has taught us anything, yes, when the people rebel, and there's more of them than there are of you, it doesn't matter if you're in the ivory tower. They'll burn the tower down to get to you.
Let them eat quarter snack cakes. Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, I think that we need to really take a step back. And, even Elon Musk is pushing this whole narrative that, it's going to be, the future is going to be great. Nobody's going to have to work. I'm like, I'm going to tell you, the way humans are wired, we need to have purpose. We need to have a reason to get up in the morning and do something, right? People spiral if they're not given something to do. See also the pandemic. Mm-hmm. When people didn't have a purpose other than to just exist, some people were like, oh, it's great. I just sit around, eat my ho-hos and watch my cartoons.
Let them eat snack cakes.
Yeah, let them eat the snack cakes. Yeah. Society will collapse. It's not going to be this robot-powered utopia that they're trying to spin. And thankfully, as someone who works with AI, I can tell you we're not there. We're not even close. This is all, in my opinion, a lie being sold to investors because they're too freaking stupid to understand the very real limitations that AI has right now. And to make that magic AI, the compute power would be just astronomical. And then, they're even cutting back on the power plants and the data centers and all this.
Well, they need to. People are talking about like this one lady I saw. She lives a couple miles away from one, and her her waterways and her farmland are completely ruined. The water is running white. It's full of heavy metals.
Yeah,
it's really bad. So you need to knock it back. I mean, you're not gonna the level of which you want to do this is not feasible at this point in time. Nor is it worth the expense. That being said, the occasional AI being used on the low scale as a tool is completely doable, as you said, if you have people that
yes.
can manage it. But like we're talking in this case, they saved they're trying to save like $1.2 million by firing people, and they end up losing $6 million because the stupid AI hallucinated a zero price tag.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of times in most places, you've had this happen, but not to you specifically, but I mean, people have seen this happen in other places where like a sale price is posted online mistakenly. So you buy it and then they just cancel your orders. Like, oh, there was an error on our end, and they'll just cancel your orders. They won't honor it. It's not like it used to be like if it was marked wrong, they had to honor it. That's not the way it is online.
Oh my God. Remember the Pepsi points debacle?
They did honor that, yes.
Yes, the Pepsi points. You might
want to explain the Pepsi points debacle for those who were not there, because it was a long time ago.
We're going to explain it, but first, before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, you'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo.
This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello again.
And let's talk about those Pepsi points. So there's a whole documentary about this. This actually happened a couple of times with the Pepsi points. Back in the 90s, the guy sued Pepsi because he didn't get his fighter jet. He figured out how to game the Pepsi point system, and they had a whole documentary on this. And they got sued because they didn't deliver on the $33 million fighter jet they had in the commercial, and the guy actually did get enough points to get it.
He did. The whole documentary on it.
But then after that, in the late 2000s, they ran the Pepsi point thing again. And they actually had, I think bots were generating the codes or valid codes, but people were buying an enormous amount of stuff from Amazon. You could trade the Pepsi points in for Amazon merchandise, and they were literally buying pallets and pallets full of DVDs and merchandise from Amazon using these Pepsi points that no human being could have drinking enough Pepsi to get those points. And we had a bunch of points too. And we were actually buying points off of eBay. They were selling them on eBay. And we got like half of our Disney DVD collection. Our son's kaiju fandom, I think, started. Yeah. I was trying to be, he's obsessed with kaiju, but it started with Ultraman, because we got the Ultraman box set. But they had to curtail that, and I don't know if they've ever brought Pepsi points back after that. That was a huge,
they did, but I could be wrong. I don't pay attention.
In a very limited capacity. But no, that was what was going on. Is I'm pretty sure people were fabricating codes that worked, and I'm pretty sure that marketing agency got fired because it was a big debacle. But like all these Amazon DVDs were going out the back door and everything.
We still have like the little coolers and stuff that were the Pepsi.
The Pepsi coolers, the Pepsi towels. We actually ran out of things to buy with the Pepsi points. Like we're like, okay, let's get a couple of coolers and give them to your family.
Well, no, here's the problem was by the time we found out about it, it was
the good stuff was gone.
Everything was gone already.
The jet was gone.
Saved a bunch of points, and we used some of our points at the beginning, but then that whole thing happened. So by the time we knew about it, it was most everything that was good was gone anyway.
Well, so this whole situation reminds me of what happened with Claude. I think it was actually Facebook's or Meta's head of like bot safety, or where the hell, they're just making up titles now. But she gave it unlimited access to her email and told it to clean out the inbox, but it didn't do it intelligently. It just cleaned all of her emails out, like all of them. And I was like, oh, I guess I shouldn't have done that. And she's like, no.
Yeah, you have to spell out everything. Like you have to be extremely literal with everything you want. I mean, it's from my understanding. I don't usually use AI that much. I mean, I'm not on board with it as much as Kneon is, but I think as a tool, it's fine. It's when it's replacing people and they're trying to do things they're trying to do with it that I'm like, hell no.
It's good. It's good for research. It's good to keep track of numbers. It understands numbers usually. If you're not super specific, like I don't even know how you would get this to do probably like, hey, could you just intelligently come up with discounts to entice people to buy our stuff? And it's probably like, well, you're gonna get the most people buying your stuff if it costs $0. So
That's probably what happened. Yeah.
like, okay, and you have to work with it like you would any other program or code or whatever, and just be like, yes, the computer is very, very literal, so it doesn't understand nuance in a lot of ways. It's getting better, but if you tell it to do XYZ thing, it's gonna literally do XYZ thing. So you better not make jokes with it. You better tell it specifically what you want it to do. But this is what I think is going to happen. I think in this mad rush to replace people to prove that AI is capable, even though it's not, a lot of companies are going to crash and burn.
Well, the thing is, they keep losing money, then they're going to realize this is a real bad idea.
Yeah, and what's going to happen is the actual working functional AI is not going to get adopted, because people are going to look at these disasters and be like, oh yeah, see, all AI is bad for all tasks, not looking at it being like, kind of like Microsoft, like they're rolling out Copilot. Well, if Copilot were just a thing that you could add to Windows if you wanted to, I don't think people would have a problem with it. It's like, use it, don't use it, whatever, but they're forcing people to use it.
Here's the thing for me is that I'm hearing too many stories of AI is doing bad things. And I honestly don't think it could, companies could stop using it fast enough. There was one example, a woman, I think it was United Healthcare, ironically, has a heart condition that she needs a surgery for. She's had for years. She pays $10,000 a year in insurance because, she has pre-existing conditions and stuff. Anyway, they deny she was denied her surgery that she needs to live, that was normally covered. Turned out it was an AI mistake.
Yeah.
We're seeing it all the time on YouTube itself. People are being flagged. One girl, I think her characters or whatever were dressed in orange, and it kept reading it as they were not wearing clothes. So she got like in trouble for porn or something, but that wasn't what was going on. It was, she kept getting hit for that.
Yeah. That had happened with YouTube with us one time. I forget what it was. It was like we had a head and shoulders shot of an actress. I mean, she was clothed, but they thought it was like a nude picture or something.
But it wasn't. But the AI was like, oh no.
I see skin.
Yeah. So I'm like, AI keeps making enough mistakes. Honestly, to me, when I'm seeing all the mistakes that AI keeps making in the headlines, they were talking about ChatGPT. They made up 3 accounts of kids, of minors. One was suicidal. One was wanted to lose weight, and I forget what the other one was. But within like 90 minutes, it had a whole suicide plan for the kid, along with letters to the parents, allegedly. The girl that was losing weight, they had her talked into having 0 calories a day, and all this other stuff, because it screws up more than it does. Then it gets it right, I think. And you hear these high profile examples of like massive problems where like the people reacting to it with psychosis and stuff, it doesn't seem worth it. And the amount of losses I think they're going to make on the mistakes, like they lost millions, is going to outweigh the gains.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think they're rushing to adopt it. I think it is useful, but you do have to have a human operator who can go over stuff and vet stuff. You
at that point, to just have humans do it, because
that's just it. Yeah, I mean,
it'd be more efficient and faster.
I think they're going to find out in some ways it's cheaper just to have the humans do it, because the amount of, again, the data centers and the energy that is required to power the compute, you might be better off just hiring a couple dozen people. And so, it's...
And then that one CEO, I forget which one it was like, oh, was it Altman? I forget what it was, like being like, well, when you take what costs to feed and take care of a human for life, they're more expensive than AI. It's like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, when you start talking like that, and that's like even with, I mean, I would say Musk is more overly optimistic about it. He thinks we're going to, somehow we're going to turn everything into Star Trek. And I'm like, no, what people forget about in Star Trek is, according to Star Trek canon, there were many, many years of very, very bad things happening that led to, right before the Federation and before the human race got shit together. I think if you took everybody's jobs away out of desperation, bad things would happen.
Well, you're saying that the future's going to be Star Trek. Okay, that's great. Which Star Trek? Are we talking about
oh my God, the future's Discovery?
Or are we talking about the Next Generation? Which one are we talking about here? Because there's a big difference between them.
Well, but I'm sitting there thinking okay, cool. The future's Star Trek. So in 300 years after we go through all the bad shit, eventually the people that are left will, find a better path forward. Yeah, I think this is all. I think a lot of this is just corporate fantasy, and
But I
I
know
think
it's posturing to make as much money as possible.
I'm telling you right now, we're starting to see it. This is the year people are going to realize, oh shit, Sam Altman's a con artist, and this whole thing was a sham, and AI is not there yet. And the adoption is going to be a lot slower than we thought it was going to. That's like computers when, being old enough to remember when computers were first introduced in the 80s.
Well,
Computers were magic. Yeah, they could do anything.
They really couldn't. You had to program a thing just to run a game.
And and it's like we were watching. I remember it was a couple months ago. They had an episode Knight Rider on where this kid's like controlling Kit with his computer, and he's got like 4K video running on there, like with a joystick controlling Kit. I'm like, let me tell you why this would not work. So many reasons why this would not work.
Technology
the technology wasn't even there. It's like you see the computers are magic. That's like electric dreams. Like Edgar's doing all this crazy shit that is only now possible 40 years later, like controlling your whole house and the security and all that stuff. And it's
I would not let us have any of that stuff.
No, we don't
trust it.
I don't trust it. I don't trust people not to hack. Even we've got
smart house, unless no. Come on.
No, we've got camera stuff. Yeah, so you put the smart house together with the AI, and it's just like
the AI that's rejecting life-saving surgery that's always been covered, and the AI that's hallucinating a zero price tag. I can only imagine what they would do.
Let me turn the gas on. You know what would be a lot more efficient? If there were 0 humans in the house. So let me turn the gas on while they're sleeping on their smart stove.
And then I'll turn the smart fan on and suck it all out. And,
I know, right? It's like
the bathroom fans,
Then we'll call somebody to come take the bodies away, and then we'll have the house all to ourselves. That's more efficient than, because they're running up the electric bills. And they're pooping a lot, so the water bill's going up. The most efficient thing is for them to not exist at all, and that's what some of these CEOs are thinking. Like, it's like you literally tell the computer what is the most efficient thing. It's like, oh yeah, not having any humans. That's the best scenario, right? It's like war games. So Yahoo Finance has this. They're talking about the Perplexity AI co-founder, and now I've worked with Perplexity. I think it's all right, but I can't. I don't agree with this at all. So this is their CEO. He says, most people don't enjoy their jobs. There's suddenly a new possibility, a new opportunity to go use these tools, learn them, and start your own mini business.
Doing what? Because you're just going to play
selling to who? Who has money to buy shit? It's like Jack Frost with what was it? They were making the ice money because like nobody had any money.
Oh, they didn't have a Kaputnik.
Yeah, the Kaputniks. That's right. Yeah. Because Kubla Klaus had all the Kaputniks, all the money. Even if there is a temporary job displacement to deal with, that sort of glorious future is what we should look forward to.
Sounds like it's a glorious future for the people that are running this bullshit, scam that, are going to make a lot of money on people, investors being dumb. It doesn't sound like it's going to help benefit most people at all. Then you run your own little business. I don't know, like doing a blog. Look what happened there.
Yeah, so let's tell you how it's disrupting things, because we've witnessed and experienced disruption, wide-scale. So for years we had multiple websites. We've talked about this, and they were pretty dependable revenue streams. And then one day Google said, you know what? Let's let the AI.
The Google nation attacked.
The Google nation attacked, and I knew it was coming. I could see it coming from a mile. I'm like, damn it, this is going to be bad. And I tried warning people, and once again, they did not listen. But yeah, just literally one day they flipped a switch, and they're like, you know what? We're not even going to send people to the websites anymore. We're going to use AI snippets, and we're going to use AI to determine which sites have the most weight, and those sites it's going to be Wikipedia and Reddit.
I was going to say, let's find the dumbest places on the internet and have them train it as the authority.
So effectively, Google AI snippets just kind of spins its own little mini article, and nobody goes to websites. It's not just us. Major news outlets have cratered. I did a video on a couple of weeks ago, 65-70% traffic loss. But our small business, that particular part of our small business is no longer viable because there's not enough traffic coming in now, thanks to Google AI. But yeah, do tell me how the AI is going to make more jobs. It's like they said, the idea that AI tools can take over routine tasks while giving individuals the ability to create their own income streams. That's what he's selling. That could include freelancing, freelancing is being done by AI now too. Launching small online businesses where they give you $0 codes, or using AI to handle work that once required larger teams. The tools are easier to access, which has lowered the barrier to entry. So let me also tell you about another thing I used to do. I used to do freelance web development. And once they started, I forget what the name of the one site was. I used to use one of the sites like 20 some years ago. But yeah, once they opened the doors for people out of the country to do web development, I could no longer compete. Poof. Gone.
Yeah, I was thinking about that actually. I was just sitting there thinking about
like I'd give a quote and it was relatively low.
Actually, when you were saying about AI doing the freelancing, that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, and that's what this reminds me of. It's like, no, you're saying that, but what's actually going to happen is, so then you stack it. And this is probably why we're noticing the things we're noticing. AI plus cheap overseas talent equals there's absolutely no way in hell anybody can compete. Mm-hmm. You can't.
They're going to keep lying to you to get you, that they get the richer and you get poorer, and that's the way it is.
Yep. Layoffs are part of the picture. It's like, but they're going to find out real quick that it's not going to do what they think it's going to do to the level they think it's going to. Is it going to change things? Yeah. But
not necessarily for the better.
Not necessarily for the better. And I think there's going to be a find out year where we realize, just like they did with, hiring all the DEI hires and stuff like that, that like, oh shit, we really miscalculated. We really need to hire some of these people back. And it was ageism too. That was in tech too for the longest time. It was like, if you were over 30, you were out the damn door. They wanted the younger models. And then it turned out that these people didn't know what the hell they're doing and they had to hire people back. So anyway, we got to wrap it up.
Yes.
All right. You look like you're just like, I hate tech talk.
I do. I'm sitting here like, I'm instead.
That's why I usually do these videos.
While you're talking, that's why there was a pause. I was eyeing up the Castle Grayskull popcorn bucket coming for the He-Man movie, and I was like, ooh, where can I put that? And then you're going on about tech, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay.
But it was so weird.
I'm going to go look at He-Man and Skeletor. Bye.
What was the tweet? The tweet you put out? Wait, let me pull this up.
Oh, no. It was.
Let me pull this up. Hold on. This. He said, I admit sometimes on the videos I'm there, but it's more Neon's thing. I don't know much about it or care. They ask me something, I'm like, huh? It's like my brain cells going on an adventure when someone's speaking to me about stuff I'm not interested in.
That's why a long pause.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.